Hey everyone, it's Synth Designer back again with another video. Today we are continuing our series on Music Mondays. This is where we discuss some general music topics around the globe today and just kind of get away from the everyday how-to videos, which I will always be continuing, and just kind of get into different topics around the music world. Today, I wanted to talk about something that's more relevant now than ever, and that is the algorithms that we compete with every single day when we post content and we post our music. Now, there's kind of an irony to this because I always have to be mindful of my titles and my thumbnails and all that. And of course, this is titled, I Won't Bend to the Algorithm and Neither Should You, which is obviously kind of got that gotcha type of title. But there's certain things that I simply will not do for the sake of the algorithm and getting clicks. Now, what do I mean by this? For those of you who are not familiar, of course, all these gigantic search engines and social media platforms use algorithms to essentially cater content to all their users. So they will essentially determine what people should see, and then it gets modified by your habits, your watching habits, your listening habits, etc. And then ideally it pushes out more of that content to you, so you get kind of a personalized approach, you could say. Of course, the reality is YouTube and other platforms will always push out content based on what the algorithm essentially thinks people will want to watch. So you'll often see videos that you may not want to see, but it's out there because the algorithm has determined this is what people want to see in general, and maybe you should see it too. This is oftentimes videos made not for educational purposes, but they're really sensational type of videos. You've seen what I'm talking about. It could be in any category. It's essentially like anything that will get people to watch them, and they'll do whatever it takes. Now, I'm not criticizing anybody for, doing purely entertainment videos. I think that's great. I think people want to see that in general, and of course, people are free to do whatever they want. However, I do think the saturation of that has become extremely problematic for a lot of reasons, and I just don't want to play that game at all, at least to a certain point. Now, I'll obviously try to make my videos as entertaining and informational as possible, but you'll never see me doing things for the sake of pure content on its own. And the crux of this video is really that you shouldn't either. And that goes for not only the content on YouTube, but the music you make. Music in a similar sense has evolved over time now to become easily kind of digestible, very much in line with the content you see on YouTube and other social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, etc. And it's become very apparent through platforms like Spotify that these songs that are put out now and that are becoming big have become very much influenced by TikTok and social media in general. And the reason why I don't think you should be focusing too much on doing that type of thing is because, well, there's a couple reasons. Let me show you this one statistic here from 2023, where 120,000 new tracks are released every day on music streaming platforms. Now, how exactly are you going to be able to compete with 120,000 new tracks? Well, one way of doing that is, of course, making your content, your music in this case, to be in line with what people want to listen to. So popular music now, it's become very much influenced by like the TikTok crazes, and that changes and evolves over time as well. But you'll see more and more people trying to conform to that type of music. Now, what do I mean by that? Of course, it's electronic music. It's going to be dancey, catchy, oftentimes very quirky in some ways. Doesn't sound like something you hear on your everyday track, say even 10 years ago. And sometimes it works, but a lot of times people are making music for the wrong reasons. And that is just purely to get played, to go viral. Now, of course, if that's your goal and you really want to try to do that, please feel free to do that. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you should be mindful that that is going to be very, very challenging to do, as there are those 120,000 new tracks. And keep in mind, with the new AI revolution that's probably coming to music and a lot of other artistic platforms, we are not only going to be competing against other humans, but we'll be competing against machines. To what extent exactly, I'm not sure. Nobody is really sure about how this is all going to look in the next 5-10 years. But I can guarantee you, if you start chasing the algorithm too much and trying to get your music purely to get clicks, you're going to have a really bad time. I think more than anything, we should focus on creating substantial content, whether it's music, videos, whatever it is, and letting the people speak and determine what's actually useful and has a decent quality. Now, I get it there's those challenges with Spotify, with YouTube and other platforms that push out these videos through different algorithms. But I can guarantee you, at the end of the day, if you produce the music you want to and not what you think somebody else wants to listen to, I guarantee you will be much happier with your decisions. I can't tell you exactly what that music will look like for you or what kind of content you'll produce, but I think deep down you'll know if you're producing music for yourself versus if you're producing music for somebody else that you think is for somebody else. Now, maybe this is easy for me to say because I'm not a big artist at all, and the likelihood of me becoming a big artist is slim to none. However, I feel like these principles really apply to basically everybody, no matter what kind of artist you are. And hopefully you don't feel too much pressure to be delivering something that you don't want to create. Now, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I really want to make this kind of engaging and a discussion. How do you feel about creating music now? Do you feel like you're under a certain pressure to create something that you don't want to create? And what do you think about the music in general that's out there and the content in general that's out there? Do you feel like these algorithms are pushing out content that you don't want to hear, or do you think that they're actually catering to you in the proper way and giving you the content you really want to see and hear? As always, please like and feel free to subscribe and give me some new topics for any of these Music Mondays. I really want to keep engaging the community here. I think there's just so many interesting music topics out there right now, and I think it's best for us to discuss these things. And if there's problematic things out in the world today in terms of at least music and how things are released, it's best to get these things out there, out in the open, and through discussion, I think things can become better, and that's always the goal for anything, isn't it? Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time.